Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you're all doing well out there. So back with a new PlayStation video today for you. So as you know, I've been enjoying the PlayStation consoles quite a bit of recent, and PS1 in particular, I've been playing quite a lot of that, and the PS2, I've really gotten into that console way more than I thought it was possible to do. Never thought I'd enjoy the PS2 as much as I have been lately, and I'm even starting to like the controller, which is absolutely shocking. I still don't think it's the best DualShock they've ever made, but I'm definitely getting more comfortable with it, which is great. So today I've got a PlayStation game for you, which I bought from eBay, and I picked up 6 more PS2 games last week in CEX when I was out and about. And yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with them. Did really well with the PlayStation game, which is the one I'm going to show you first of all. The PS1 game is a game that I've wanted for a while for the collection. I've owned it in the past. Never, to be totally honest with you, I've never been very good at the game, so I've never been able to get anywhere. And that's why I wanted to get it again, because I know it has potential and I want to see what the game has to offer by trying to complete it. And it usually goes for around about 10-15 quid for a really nice mint copy. So I was trying to get a good deal, so I don't really want to spend that, to be quite honest with you. If I had to, I had to, but I was trying to get it cheap if I could, try and save some money. And I saw this one on auction, and it only had like one picture, maybe two. I think it was like the front and the back, and that was it. It didn't have any details, I didn't know if it got a manual or anything. But it was really cheap, so I thought, sod it, I'm just going to have a punt and see if I can get it really cheap. Save myself some money, and if it's got the manual, great. If not, it was worth a shot, wasn't it? Anyway, the game I'm talking about, I sound like Champion 2D Rob, don't I? So the game I've got for you is Alien Trilogy, and as you can see, in very nice condition. I'll just take it open. So look, you see the manual and the disc, really good. There you go, lovely condition. And this is great. I paid for this the grand total of £4. It was £2.40 for the game and £1.60 delivery. So very happy, can't argue that at all. When it did come though, there was a massive bit of sticker residue in the corner there. There was a sticker down there which must have been used to seal it when it was in Game Station. So there was half of the sticker left. On the back there was the marker pen that the twats in Game Station always write on the case. And then on the disc itself they wrote on. Thank God they didn't write on the manual, because that would have pissed me off, because they've got a habit of doing that with these games. So yeah, so I cleaned it up. I got a baby wipe, cleaned all the residue off really easy, got that stick off as well, and got the ink off with a baby wipe. So baby wipes, definitely recommend them. And as you can see, it made the case shine up nicely. I'll give the case a good buffing and actually come out really well. As for the ink on the disc, all I did was the old trick of alcohol. So a bit of rubbing alcohol, dip it in a cotton bud and gently rub away at the ink, and it just comes off very easily. It doesn't damage the disc at all. So yeah, really good. As for the game, I'll put it down first of all. The game's brilliant. I've always liked the game. I've always enjoyed the music and the sound effects. I've always thought it's really atmospheric. And it definitely looks, sounds and feels like a PlayStation game for definite. It's really good actually. I managed to get off stage 1 when I last owned the game a long year or so ago. I can't remember when I owned it, but I couldn't get off stage 2. So I sat down to try and play it the other day. I got through stage 1 fairly easily. I got stuck, to be quite honest, because you have to use these power pods and they power up the doors, and then you can get into each door and you can access the areas. Now the maps themselves are quite small, the stages are very tiny levels, but the first one I powered everything up, got all the doors open, killed all the aliens, and I was just going around in circles and I couldn't work out what the hell to do. And then I noticed on one of the walls there's some red arrows facing to the right, so I followed the arrows and eventually I managed to find the exit. Bit weird. So I got to level 2 and I was going around the level and I opened up everything I could, and there was one door that was locked, and I thought, I don't understand this, how the hell do you open this bloody door? I couldn't find a power for it anywhere, and I was getting really confused. And then I suddenly realised that when you pause the game, it brings up a map and it shows you the entire zone, and all you got to do is just zoom in and you can see, and it's got, I think it's got green lights for doors that have been activated and blue indicators which indicate where the power pods are to open up each of the doors. And I saw that there was one in the top left hand corner of the map. And when I went up there was nothing there, it was just a wall. And I thought, this is bloody weird, I don't understand this. So then I did the one thing you're supposed to do, which I never do, was read the briefing. So I read the briefing, and in the briefing it says that you need the explosive charges, which I had a couple of. So they're like basically like grenades you just thrown. And there's a false wall that you have to blow up. And basically, if you look on the map in the top left hand corner where that blue indicator is, that wall is different texture to all of the other walls. It's just a false wall, so you just fire a charge and it blows a hole in the wall. You go through that, and what happens is it's just an ammo cache, and there's like, I can't know if there's any health in there, but you get loads of ammo. You open up the door in front of you, and it's the door that was locked on the outside that I couldn't unlock. But instead of finding an exit on stage 2, you go back to the beginning of the level and it just exits. It's quite odd. So yeah, I did that, and in stage 3 I'm on now at the moment. You've got the infected humans, which they're like not drones. What do you call them? I can't think of the word. Like animatronic, basically. They're like, I think they're supposed to be infected with the alien. You know, it bursts out of the chest and all that shit. And they shoot you, and you kill them, and you've got the aliens to kill as well. But I'm stuck on stage 3. I'm just wandering around with no real clue of what the hell I'm supposed to be doing, because you've got to get the lights turned back on. There's a bank of power switches which you can't do because you need a key card or something. I can't remember what it was now. You needed to collect something, and I can't find it. So I'm going to stick with it. Now I know that you can check on the map when you pause. Big bonus. But I really like the game. It's really fun, and it feels very PlayStation-y, as I say. It's just totally of that era. The music is fantastic, and the sound effects are excellent. The one thing that's weird though is because it's an old game, you have to use the D-pad. You can't use the analog stick. And playing a first-person shooter using the D-pad is a bloody nightmare. You know, you've got the 2 shoulder buttons, L1, R1, and they strafe. So you have to get back to used to that old school PC, early console FPS mode of strafing as you bend around corners and stuff. It's really odd. But I got used to it pretty quickly. As long as you roll your thumb on the D-pad, it ain't that bad, because PlayStation D-pads have never been very good. It's that separation, it needs to be a complete D-pad. But nonetheless, it's really good. I'm really enjoying it. I'm going to stick with it and try and finish it before I buy another game, because I would like to play Resurrection at some point. I played that years ago, and that was really cool, because from memory, you can use analog, and it's got dual thumbstick, so you've got proper camera and everything, which is absolutely great. But yeah, cracking game, and you know, can't argue really. I mean, £2.40, £4 with postage. That's the kind of deal you want to get in it, really. You can't argue with that. So that's that one. I've got 6 PlayStation 2 games. As I say, I've been playing the PlayStation 2 quite a bit lately, and I'm really starting to like the system a lot. I put up a video a while ago saying like PlayStation 2, maybe the PlayStation 2 isn't shit after all, kind of. Just as a bit of fun, you know. And I've really started to enjoy the system. So I picked up some games in CES last week. First game I finished already, and it's a game I love anyway, and it is 007 Agent Under Fire, and it's all complete disc and manual, lovely condition. Yeah, I'm really chuffed to have this. It's a great game. I played through it on the Xbox for the first time a few months back now, and so I got stuck on a couple of parts of the game when I played the Xbox version, because I didn't know what I was doing. Playing it on the PS2, I flew through most of it. I did it in like a day, I think it was, a day or 2 days. I completed the game pretty quickly, and there were things that I found that I didn't know the first time playing through it on the Xbox. Like there's a section when the big bad guy, I think he's called Nigel or something stupid, and there's a bit where you get on this one level, it's like an oil rig kind of thing. There's a gate with a lock on it. You have to shoot him, and he runs off, and then you laser the lock, and the lock comes off, and you go through the gate. Now normally I would go to the right, laser the lock, go in through an underpass thing, and come up on top and take out a sniper. But I found out by pure accident of turning left, there's another one on the left hand side. There's a grate. You laser the lock off, go through the grate, and then what you do is you crawl through, and it's like a garage, and 2 blokes in there. You kill them, open up the garage door, and then there's 2 platforms that you have to get your I can't remember what it's called now. You get one of your gadgets out anyway, and it activates the platforms, and you just have to jump across the 2 platforms, climb up a ladder, and then there's a helicopter and a shitload of men and Nigel trying to kill you. And all you got to do is an MG42, and you just grab that, blow up the helicopter, and just murder everyone. It's dead easy, and I made it really difficult for myself the first time round on the Xbox. I didn't know you could do that, so that was really cool. Another section is a very small level where you're in a it's like you're on a platform, and there's a building to your right hand side. You go in the building, get all the stuff. There's some snipers up on 2 towers. You kill them, and then you go up on the 1 tower on the lift, and you activate something. You come back down, you go underground, and you're done. But I got killed the first time round quite a lot. This time I found out that the other tower's got ammunition on it. So if you go up there and you get that, you can just snipe more dudes, and it's very simple. So it's just finding those little things that I weren't aware of the first time round. But the game is great. It's really good fun, great level design, really nice colourful cartoony graphics as well. And it holds up well. The controls feel really good. Feels really good on the PlayStation. I just love DualShock controllers. I like the layout of the sticks in the centre there, instead of being offset. I like being able to use the shoulder buttons to aim and shoot. I've always preferred that, even though the Xbox has actual triggers, which is really cool and feels more authentic. I don't know, there's just something about, I love the way the PlayStation games feel when using L1, R1. It's really good. Yeah, great game, and I finished it really quickly, which absolutely blew me away. Very impressed with it. Even the bit at the end of the jetpack, the first time I didn't have a clue what I was doing, but this time I did, so it was a lot easier. So yeah, great game, there you go. The next one I got is the game I'm currently playing through, which I also played through for the first time a few months back on the Xbox, and absolutely loved it. And it's my favourite James Bond game of this generation, and that is From Russia with Love. What a brilliant game this one is, absolutely superb, all complete, nice as you do. Absolutely excellent game. And I will say as well, I have noticed, I was always of the impression that the Xbox versions of third-party games were the superior version, and maybe side by side they are, they've got resolution bumps and stuff, but I'm not really noticing that much of a difference. The only difference I did notice was on Agent Under Fire. When you're on the oil rig level, there's a certain bit when you go on a platform, you go on a zip wire across to this platform, and you get attacked by about 3 or 4 men, and the frame rate was shocking, because everything speeds up really quickly for some reason. It's really weird, it goes really fast, but the frame rate is just jerky as hell. Never happened on the Xbox, it's really smooth. Now of course the Xbox was a lot more powerful than the PS2, so that could be why. But Russia with Love is running absolutely sound. I'm on the level at the moment where you have to deactivate the bombs, save the hostages and fight the helicopter, and the helicopter's a pain in the arse. But yeah, great game. I absolutely love Russia with Love. There's so much variation in the game, from jetpacks to boats to run and gun. It's really, really fun, and it's a beautiful looking game as well, and cars as well of course, because it is Bond. So I definitely recommend that one, guys, if you've never played it. Awesome game. Then I picked up another Bond game. I got really lucky with the Bond games this time, man, and I picked up GoldenEye Rogue Agent. Very underrated actually. I played this a few months back again on the Xbox. I got right to the end of the game and I couldn't do it because it's really hard at the end of the game. But I remembered this looking terrible and being the worst looking game of all of them. But as it happens, I actually think this has got really, really nice graphics, and it's probably the most underrated Bond game of all time, because most people say it's shit, and it actually isn't. It isn't as focused as the other games as far as having a story and being a proper layout and the levels and design. It's just really just a run and gun. You're just running around. It's like an arena shooter, but remoulded, I suppose, and you're just blasting the hell out of everything, and you're dual wielding and killing everybody, and it's really, really good. It has got story, but the story's irrelevant. It really doesn't matter. You're just blowing everyone to pieces. Very cool game though. To be fair, the Bond games that generation, we didn't do too badly. I need to get Nightfire, which is absolutely brilliant, and Everything or Nothing, which is a pain in the arse to play. I've been playing it on the Xbox, and it's a nightmare. Yeah, back when it came out, I absolutely loved that game. I had it on the Xbox originally when it first came out. Massive fan of that game, but now the controls are so frustrating. They really are. They drive me crazy. It's still a beautiful looking game. It's cool that it's a third person cover shooter, but yeah, man, it's clunky as hell. Next game I got, dying to play, I haven't played this yet. This is Matt Hoffman's Pro BMX 2. So, back when I had a Dreamcast in 1999, I was playing the shit out of Matt Hoffman's. I absolutely love that game. I love the Tony Hawks, all these extreme sports games. So I've always wanted to play this one. I never got it on the Xbox, or I say I never, I don't believe I did. Maybe I got it when I used to collect Xbox years back, I don't remember. But I don't think I've ever played this one. Yeah, I'm expecting it to be great. I mean, the first one's brilliant, so it's Matt Hoffman's, what can you do? You can't go wrong. I'm not that keen on the other one, Dave Mirror. I remember I had that on the GameCube when the GameCube was out, and I thought that was crap, that was. Next one I got is a brilliant game. A game no one ever talks about. I would definitely say it's underrated and probably dismissed by a lot of people because they probably think it looks rubbish. But I first played this on the Xbox years ago and absolutely fell in love with it. It's an Ubisoft game and it's called 187 Ride or Die. And it's an arcade racing game, but you're like Chase HQ 2, you get to lean out of the cars and shoot everyone. I absolutely love this game. I think it's great, and I don't understand why people don't talk about it, other than the fact that they probably just dismiss it when they see it. But it's a really fun game, and yeah, as you can see from the cover, you lean out your cars, you're blowing people away, you're racing fast around city streets, the graphics look good. It's a fun game, and I definitely recommend it, and it's so cheap as well. And the last game I picked up, guys, is a game I've not played yet. So as I say, I'm playing the Bond games, I'm working my way through them. Another car game, and it's Juiced. Now I don't know if this is any good, I'm just hoping it is. It was cheap, so I've heard of it in the past, and I thought, well, you know, why not pick it up, give it a shot? It might be good. So, I mean, the back of the case doesn't really tell you a whole lot, it's just the cars. So, I don't know. I mean, it's THQ, so it should be alright, but we'll see. But yeah, that's the latest one. So there you go. So PS2 collection is starting to grow quite nicely. I've got a few now. Not entirely sure how many I've got. I don't think I'll ever get to the level of Eddie Rollercore, because that collection blows me away every single time I watch these videos. It's absolutely insane. But I'm going to continue to pick them up as I see them in CEX. It's really interesting just to see how the third-party cross-platform games compare to the Xbox versions, because I was always under the impression the Xbox would destroy the PlayStation 2. But I'm pleasantly surprised so far. Playing Black was another one. Amazing how good that game looks. I finished that recently as well, by the way. I played through it all on PS2 in 60Hz mode, and looks, plays great. Not much of a difference between that and the Xbox. I was playing it on my 360 last night, the original Xbox version, and to be fair, I know that's probably upscaling it as well, but it does look, I think the characters and the details a little bit more in the Xbox version. But really what you need to do is obviously put them both on that CRT, or get another CRT obviously, RGB the two consoles and side by side, and see which one looks better. I reckon there's probably just going to be a slight resolution bump on the Xbox, and that's about it really. I don't really see much difference in play, because I didn't have any slowdown issues with the PS2 version. It was running perfectly fine, so who knows. So there you go, guys. Nice set of games. If I get any more, I'll be doing another video, obviously. Every time I go to CEX now, I'm going to be picking up PS2 games and just stacking them high. And PS1, as I say, is just, I'm going to be buying a game, playing it, buying a game, playing it. I'm not going to go mad, because PS1, again, slightly more expensive than PS2 games, but not really. It's still quite cheap, so the temptation is always there to just go and buy 5 games at a time. But I don't want to do that. I want to play them and enjoy them. And I'm getting a lot more pleasure out of playing my games now. I'm not in that constant buying cycle, which is excellent. So there you go. Let me know down below what you think, guys. As always, thank you very much for watching. Much appreciated. And I'll see you next time.